Hi guys, welcome back to Hair Dry Treatment with me, Soph. I'm joined again by Saeed. I'm excited for this one, a bit of a different show, but we're both still in quarantine. Saeed is heading back to work. Is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
But how are you?
Unfortunately.
How are you coping? I know obviously your lockdown really has been 2 weeks, hasn't it? Because that's been your holiday. How are you doing?
You know what? I'm not too bad, you know. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a few days where I've been like, you know what, man, it's been very, very low, man, like the morale, you know what I mean? It's not as if I'm normally like quite a confident person, like I'm more happy and I've been bubbling, but there's some days where, you know what I mean, like it's been like hard, like just thinking like, bloody hell, it's only like 7 o'clock in the evening. I'm like, what do I do here? Like the day this is just end now here, but and obviously if you one of them for me, like I'm not really wanting to go bed early, you know what I mean, during times when I'm off. So it's just been like one of them. But at the same time, it's like as much as it's gone more towards like getting to work, it's like I'm like now today I'm like, you know what, I could do it another 2 weeks and just chilling out. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I think you
but what
always
is time though? What is time really? Like you just got to think of that. What is time?
exactly, and I think there's people saying that schools are going to be opening again soon. Apparently, that some newspapers reporting that it's looking more likely that schools will be back fully open. I can't see that happening personally,
No.
but you have to key workers, whoever you are, they're probably sick of having the kids around them for so long. To be brutally
Oh,
honest about it, they probably are sick and tired of having the kids around them constantly. So I can't see it happening yet. But I don't think we'll be going back to school properly for much before obviously the 6 weeks holidays. If I'm honest, I can't see it lasting too long,
no.
which is a shame. But I never thought I'd sit here and say, you know what, I miss work, but I do. And I said to you, just I feel like now I'm a full-time YouTuber, part-time teacher. That's what I feel like right now, and it's mad. It's switched up a bit, but
Yeah. And I
I've,
feel like I'm just getting comfortable now. You know what I mean? I love the social interaction. I love like just chatting to people about football. And it's like, you know what? It wouldn't be too bad every day just, you know what I mean, doing this every day. And then obviously earn the full income. You know what I mean? If you want to them, you know, like, I don't know. It's one of them. Like, and then again, do you need that balance of YouTube life and work life? I don't know. It's one of them. It's
yeah.
a
I,
tricky one.
I think obviously if YouTube can support you financially, what a job that is to be a full time YouTuber. It'd be mad, wouldn't it? Of course it would. But
Oh,
obviously you've
brilliant.
got to get to some level to be able to do that. Um,
Oh, yeah.
let's shout out some of the people in chat. Gaz said he's finally got a notification. He's joining in live. Appreciate that, Gaz. Hope you're good. Morning to Doug. Morning to Fred as well. Morning, Naeem. I hope you're all good. Apparently, there's rumours of Pogba signing a new contract. I've read that as well. What's your take on that? Sorry, do you think it's true?
I don't know, man. For me, I'm not believing anything at the minute. I just feel like at this minute, why would anyone be talking about football in terms of just like, you know, contract issues and whatnot? And, you know what I mean? People are just at home, chilling with their families and just, you know what I mean? First thing and foremost, you just want to get back on a football pitch. And I just feel like Man United, at the minute, they want to be willing to take advantage of that. And I feel like Pogba would be respecting that and it'd be one of them thinking, you know what? Especially with Raiola. Imagine Raiola trying to do a contract talks. You know what I mean? In quarantine, he just be causing everyone mad with the amount of emails he'd be sending everyone. They'd be like, "No, I want this deal. No, I want this deal. No, 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 we didn't." You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I just feel
Which
like it's all one of them
I mean,
pretty stories.
with me and Pogba, I've already said, look, he does frustrate me, but I think it's more his agent that frustrates me. Like the whole
Yeah,
circus that comes with him. If Pogba does stay, like you say, the agent is a big factor in that, isn't it? And at the moment, I can't fully believe that, and I'm to the extent that most papers and any news outlets that they put Manchester United in the title because we all know what happens when you do that. And
yeah.
especially now where football news is slower, I'm not believing anything that I see. That's why this Sancho rumours, I'm not getting sucked into. Until I see him holding up that shirt, I'm not getting sucked in because news is slow. And if you put United's name in there, we all know what happens. It flies. So, yeah. Apparently, this is from Dugout, and he's asking you this, Saeed. He says, rumours are saying that Newcastle want Pochettino as their manager after his takeover as well. Obviously, we've already said Newcastle are a big club, man, and they're getting some funds behind them. I'm actually worried. I'm not going to lie, as a United fan, I'm worried because massive stadium, great loyal fan base. We've already said they're a big club. They're already a big club, and they're getting some owners with some money. Pochettino going there as well. What do you reckon to
Yeah,
that? He's your guy.
yeah, he's my guy. I'm gutted. I was talking about you yesterday on the United stand, and I was absolutely gutted the fact that these rumours that could be happening. But I don't know. I'm thinking Pochettino's going to be smart. He's going to think about his career. He's going to think about, you know what I mean, is this his next big chance to go to a top club? Is he going to think about the money before, you know, ambition of winning trophies and whatnot? Maybe he might win trophies at Newcastle. You never know before we can win trophies, but I just hope that he's thinking, you know what, let me just wait around for a top job. And that doesn't necessarily mean that he's coming to Man United. I'm thinking maybe Real Madrid,
Yeah.
Juventus, you know what I mean, something like that, you know what I mean. I feel like hopefully he can wait around just about before he goes to Newcastle.
Yeah, I totally agree. And obviously, you look at the players they might be signing, the players they're going to be linked with as well if they do have a takeover. Exciting time for Newcastle fans. I was talking to the Magpie channel the other day and I said, look, like, I've felt for Newcastle fans over the last few years. I genuinely have. I've got a few mates who are Newcastle fans. I went to the Newcastle Villa game, if you remember, not long back. I was in with the Newcastle fans because I've got a few mates who are, like, the sport of Newcastle and massive Geordies. And I think that they've been put through. With Mike Ashley, what's that one? We got mad about the Glazers and whatnot. But look what they've been through as a club. They're a big club. They've had to deal with poor football, poor standard of recruitment, constant manager changes. Like, you just feel for them, and I think they're bound to have a bit of good luck. And I'm excited, obviously, at the prospect of what's going to happen with Newcastle, but I'm also nervous as like a rival supporter because, like I said, they're already a big club, and they're just going to get more and more of a threat now.
They've got all the foundations there.
Of course they have. Of course they have. Yeah. Great club, like I say, great loyal fans as well. So what we're going to do in today's show, a bit of a different one because we've already mentioned, obviously, there's not a lot going on in the football world, a lot of rumours circulating. So I thought we'd do 5 players that we think we can realistically sign in your ideal window. And then 5 players, imagine if it's some fantasy land and United can get these dream signings, who would your 5 dream signings be? And obviously, try and be realistic in terms of the fact that if you put Cristiano Ronaldo in there, bear in mind his age, for example. I'm not saying these dream signings are going to happen, but I think it's not a creative way to look at it. If we could aspire to some of the best players in the world, who would you like to see at United? So we'll start with the realistic ones, 5 players.
Okay.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first. So
Sancho, I think, is a realistic option.
Yeah.
Sancho I'd also probably put into the dream category, to be honest with you. I think he's a proper exciting player. And we need a wide player, and I think that he will fit us perfectly. I genuinely do believe that, but I'm not overhyping him too much because we know that happens with English players. I think Jude Bellingham could be a possibility. Obviously, he could be going to Dortmund as well. It's an interesting one. But I think we could get him, and I think it might be a case where he goes out on loan again for a few more years if we do sign him. But Igalo staying, I think, is a big possibility as well. So far I've got Sancho, Igalo, Bellingham. I think we need a centre-back as well in there, so I'm going to say Koulibaly. And then, see, I don't know if this is realistic. No, this isn't realistic. No, I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to put Raul Jimenez. He's going to be...
Dad's not going to be happy with that.
Yeah, I've already had a chat with my dad about it. And to be fair, my dad said the same as me. Like, he genuinely believes if he went for him fully, he thinks he would leave. He thinks that we'd be in for a good chance.
Wow.
Because United in Mexico are absolutely massive over there. And he thinks that if we had the right money, that we could be in with a chance. So, yeah, that would be my 5. So, Sancho, Igalo, Jimenez, Koulibaly, and then Bellingham. Ideally, the one that I was in an hour and about as well was Partey. He would be an ideal signing for me in that holding position. But, again, is that realistic? I'm not too sure if it is. But I would love him at United. So he's my maybe is a bit on the side as well. But what do you reckon then? What would your realistic transfer window be? 5 players you think we could get?
So I'm going to go with same as you, Koulibaly.
Yeah.
I think we need top class centre back. I would go with left back of Grimaldo from Benfica.
Yeah.
I think he's a top class left back. I would go with Sancho as well. I think we need a right winger. I would go with Harry Kane up front.
Yeah.
I think we need a goal scorer. I think we need a striker.
Yeah.
I think it could be reasonable if we were to get maybe the 1 or the 2. So for me, I would go with them 4. For me, that would be realistic signings for the summer if we were to get anything.
Yeah. I mean, someone's putting in the chat there, Grealish. I've already mentioned Grealish. For me, if Grealish comes in, he's got to be willing to not be the number 1 guy, not always guaranteed to start. With obviously Bruno in there as well. Bruno ultimately, I think, is in Grealish's best position. I know he plays off the left for Villa, but ultimately he's the best centrally, and he drifts inside, and that's where he's more effective. So I think with Grealish, it's a big one. If he's happy to come to United and not constantly be a starter and not be the main guy, then of course I would take him. There's no doubt in his talent. But at the moment, he is the big fish in a little pond at Villa. He's the main guy. He's their go-to man. He's not going to be that.
And that's why I think it might not come, but that's why I think it'll be unrealistic because he's looking at it thinking Pogba can play in there. You know what I mean? If they've still got Lingard and Pereira and then Bruno Fernandes, where's my position? So that's why I feel like he'll probably more sway to Tottenham. He might go to Tottenham.
Yeah, I think he'll go to a big club. I do think he'll leave Villa because I mentioned before that he's at the peak of his career now, really. He's going to want to win titles, and with Villa, realistically, he's going to be able to do that. No, Villa looking like they're going to get relegated. Obviously, I think it's his time to leave now. I don't think he owes Villa anything. I think he stayed there long enough. He was loyal to them. and I think that he will move. And obviously he has got a love for United, which does sway him more towards Manchester United, but it all depends on what kind of deal we've given him, and if we're guaranteeing him as a starter and we're going to put people out of position just to accommodate, like we have done with Mata in the past, for example, I don't think that is a good signing, because we need to be playing players in the best position. Competition for places is fantastic, as you've already said, and if Grealish is willing to come and do that, big competition, then of course I would definitely take him. But it's all about his attitude at the minute doesn't strike me as that kind of guy who's willing to just sit there and do that. He hasn't painted the best picture of himself anyway with what's happened obviously during quarantine. But it doesn't strike me as a guy who's willing to sit there and just take it. So that's why I haven't put him in my top 5. Would I take Grealish? Of course I would. Of course I would in a heartbeat. He is talented. Yeah. But Grealish and Maddison, there's constant comparisons about Grealish and Maddison. What is it? Would you go Grealish over Maddison every day, or?
Yeah, I think just the natural ability and just the more of the, I've seen more of Grealish than I've seen of Maddison in key areas. And don't get me wrong, Maddison's a brilliant footballer, but I just feel like Grealish, when it's been scuffed, when he grabbed the game by scuff in the neck, he's been the one that's always been delivered. And, the more goals he's got, the more, creating chances and just being the pinnacle for maybe we wouldn't have been talking about this if maybe Maddison was at maybe a club like, I don't know, Norwich or something.
He came from Norwich, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. If he played for Norwich, if he still played for Norwich, I'd probably say, you know what, I'd want Maddison as well. Yeah. So it's a case of like who's been better for their club.
Yeah.
And I feel like Grealish has been better for Aston Villa more than Maddison has for Leicester.
Yeah. But I've always said, like, Maddison, I was always swaying towards Maddison to start with, and then you saw more and more of Grealish, like Villa being obviously really poor, and he was the guy who was getting them through them games. And the fact that he stood out in such a poor team, I think it highlights how good Grealish is. And that's what made me always. He was obviously more effective at that time. But
yeah,
look, they're both quality players. That they really are. Maddison obviously is a set piece specialist, but I think in terms of influencing the game, I think you get more from Grealish.
100%.
But you know what? As a country, obviously for England internationally, it's exciting that you've got the likes of Grealish and Maddison competing. We've lacked quality obviously in advancing areas, and now you've got Sterling, Sancho, Rashford, Kane. It's exciting going forwards for England. It really is. So you have to just look forward to that. But George is in the chat and he said, would you take Moussa Dembele, who went to China? The guy is a proper baller, utterly wasted in China in his opinion. Moussa Dembele obviously from Spurs. You know what, at Spurs at Fulham I rated him. At Fulham I thought he was a baller. He stood out heads and shoulders above anyone else in that Fulham team. And I wanted him at United from Fulham. That's the transfer 100%. I wanted. I think now it's kind of a bit too late. He's gone past that now. I think he's more on the down point of his career. If you look at Alexis Sanchez, when we got Alexis Sanchez in, I think he's at that point in his career now where he's kind of not mellowing 100%. Out, but he's not the player that he was once. But I agree, he was criminally underrated, and I wish we'd have signed him from Fulham at that point, because what a player he was.
Oh, Tottenham got him for a bargain. I think they got him for.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want to get him now. I think it's on the decline now. I think you're looking to get more of a Partey kind of player now. On this kind of a prime years of his career.
Yeah. Right. Let's look at our dream signings then. Shall I start? Do you want me to start with this, Matt?
Yeah,
so I know you said you're going to go on a wild one with your dream one, so we'll build up to yours. So I've got Alphonso Davies. For me,
that's a good one.
He's a go-getter. Like, what a player he is, and he's only going to get better. He's only young. His pace, like, is just incredible, and I think imagine him on our left-hand side, like, mad. But I can't see us being in him with a chance until we get Champions League football at least as well. Obviously, we let him slip through our fingers, which is the frustrating thing with Davies. Like, he could have trialled with us and we could have had him at United. Just imagine that. But at the minute, we've got Luke Shaw, Brandon Williams fighting it out. But Davies, for me, is an absolute baller. And like I say, he's just going to get better, isn't he, Saeed? I mean, what is he now? How old is he? Is he 20? Something like that?
Yeah, even less than I think it's 19.
Yeah, 19, 20, maybe 21 max. He's young. He's just going to get better. Like, I've got him on FIFA as well. I know you shouldn't compare on that, but I signed him on FIFA and he's just an absolute tank, because he's the kind of player that, maybe he might be out of position occasionally because he's an attacking fullback, but his pace gets him out of trouble. And you can't coach like pace. You can't teach it. But obviously he's a baller as well to go with it. So but him, we mentioned Thiago from Bayern Munich not long ago. I know he's getting on a bit, but to see him in a United shirt at Old Trafford, I would still absolutely love to see that. So I'd have to put Thiago in there.
Yeah.
Mbappe, look. Mbappe, what a player. I saw Flex having a debate about that. Was it with Ransom Mark?
What was it?
And it's only about Neymar and Mbappe. Neymar and Mbappe, and who would you have? Neymar I've put on here as well, because Neymar is like a once in a generation kind of player, isn't he? He's just a flair kind of player. The stuff that goes on with Neymar outside of football is, again, a bit like Pogba. That's the issue, isn't it? And that's the thing that puts me off. I'd choose Mbappe over Neymar purely because of that. Because look at the stick that Manchester United get for having Pogba. It'd be exactly the same if you had someone like Neymar in your ranks. But again, you can't deny the talent. And then I've put Timo Werner on there. I think he's going to Liverpool, which is why I put him in my dream, because I can't see us realistically getting him. But again, what an absolute talented goal scorer. And another one who I think could really cut it in the Premier League, and especially at United as well. I'd love him. So they're my dream ones. Davies, Thiago and Mbappe. I'll put Neymar there. And then I've put Timo Werner as well. Partey, you could argue, would be a dream one. I've already put him as my realistic. But that's wishful thinking, I think. So that'd be mine. Go on then. Who's your fantasy transfers then?
So for me, I'd go swap De Gea for Oblak.
Yeah.
I think Oblak's a top class keeper.
Yeah.
And I would, if there was a swap deal happening, I would absolutely jump at that. So I would go with Alphonso Davies centre back. What's his name? Oblak at keeper.
Yeah.
As it is, because I feel like Koulibaly would be a really signing, and then obviously I'd have Grimaldo.
Yeah, some people put Van Dijk in there. Of course, if you could have Van Dijk, I think you still would take him.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I would have Sergio Busquets at Man United. I think that would be an absolutely brilliant. So imagine him just to be like a Carrick as well, just sweeping up the ball and just like dictating the play and just like giving goal. And, you know what I mean? We're just absolutely bossing every single game, but just like having the freedom and having the license to let Pogba go do his thing, Bruno Fernandes to do his thing. That would be a good one.
Davies, I think, would want left back. He's the one that jumped out at me purely because of his age. Like, how can you be a dream signing for a club at the age? That just shows you the talent that kid's got. Like, phenomenal talent, and he's playing in a solid league as well. You forget, consistently playing in a solid league as well. So you've got so far Oblak. You're going for Busquets.
And I'm gonna go with the wings now. I'm gonna go for Neymar. I think Neymar. I just want a silky. You know what I mean? Imagine Old Trafford lights. You know what I mean? Just to see a player just run at people. You know what I mean? Take them to the left. Take them to the shots. You know what I mean? Just absolutely rip them apart.
You want players to get you off your seat, don't you? That's what you lack at United. Players to get you off your seat.
I love that. I remember Depay. I think Depay, when he came to Man United, that was the last time I think when I feel like I got off my seat, because I remember just like taking people on skills and whatnot, and you know what I mean. That was the real last time where I thought, "Ooh, we got a player here."
Yeah.
So that would be another one. I would go for. Up front, I would probably go for Lewandowski. I think for me,
it was over him or Werner for me. Yeah, quality.
Yeah, Lewandowski. Oh my God! If we would have got him, maybe about when he left, Dortmund in 24.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bayern got about 6-7 years out of him, and they won how many trophies, Champions Leagues and whatnot. So for me, Lewandowski as well. And just that, who would be one that I think would be up and coming and, would fit into our team nicely.
Up and coming, he would fit in nicely.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Well, Davies has got to be in that category, surely.
Yeah, Davies, yeah.
Because left back, you'd argue, is one of our weakest points. Obviously, Luke Shaw's there and Williams is fighting it out. But if you had Davies there, for me, knocks him into fits. He's classes above them. So Davies would go there. I think holding midfielder is a crucial one, but you've said Busquets in there. Like you say, would give Pogba and Fernandes the licence to go. That's why I said Partey, because I think he's that kind of player who'll sit. Left-hand side, would you say Neymar out left, or would you play Neymar?
Yeah, Neymar.
Cool, and then Sancho right, I'm guessing.
Sancho right, yeah.
And then
Lewandowski. Rashford and then Martial can fight for it, you know what I mean, number 9.
Yeah.
Ahead of Lewandowski.
Not going to happen, is it?
You know what, that's what I call it fantasy, you know what I mean? I just want them all in that career.
Well, if we read out the team that you've just said, so you've got Oblak in goal, you'll have Wan-Bissaka right back, you'll have Koulibaly, and then we'd say Maguire still at centre back.
Yeah, Maguire, yeah.
Alphonso Davies, say left back. And then you've got right wing, you've got Sancho. Holding mid, you've got Busquets. Just ahead of him, you've got Pogba and Fernandes. Left wing, you've got Neymar. And then up top, we've got Lewandowski. That is some team, isn't it? That is some team. That is a hell of a team. That's just craziness. Like. So, if for example, United only signed 2 players in the summer and it was Sancho and... I'm trying to think who else. Say if it was Sancho and we kept Igalo, that was just our business. So Sancho coming in and we kept Igalo as our goal scorer. Would you be satisfied with that? Because I think that is really realistic. I think that is genuinely... Sancho coming in is a massive win for us. Like, most people are satisfied just with that. But I think the importance of keeping Ighalo as well, if we're not going to sign another centre forward, would you be satisfied with that?
I think in hindsight I would be satisfied because of the fact that we've got a right winger. I'm no disrespect to Daniel James. I like Daniel James. I feel like he's going to be a good squad player, one for the future. We can develop into a really good player. But I just feel like Sancho would be the stellar signing, and what United would need. Would I be happy with just that? For me, I'm a bit greedy, so I probably would want a striker and just the ultimate finisher, like a maybe Harry Kane. If it's Harry Kane, Lautaro Martinez, Jimenez, Werner, them four. There's Aubameyang maybe for a season or two. You can get him for 40 to 50 million. I think that would be what I would look to and say, you know what? That would be the killer blow, the killer signing, if you can call it. Yeah. And then you can move on and say, you know what? Let's push on now. Yeah. Because then if you're like, next season it'll be like, trying to find a striker. So why not just do it now in the summer?
Well, it's sort of like the Bruno Fernandes deal. Like, we were screaming for Bruno Fernandes for ages. We were linked with him. We were even in talks with him, obviously, in the summer. And that deal never transfigured. And then we waited till January and then we got the deal done. If that was done, I've already said this several times, if that was done in the summer, I think our season would have been massively different. And time, obviously, is a massive thing. Like, I think if we'd have got him earlier, even with the Maguire signing, we waited for ages to get that over the line. And I think that ultimately didn't help us because in the end we were panicked by him. We had to pay, like, the massive fee for him. And I think both of us would sit here and say, like, I know you love Harry Maguire, I rate Harry Maguire, he's improved us massively, but he's not an £80 million player. We've been done over there. We've been done over, but we had to pay it. And he has improved us, so you can't really argue with that. But I think, you're right, if we need to get deals done early, it's obvious what positions we need to improve, what positions we need to strengthen, and we need to get quality players for there, but it's not that easy just to get the quality in, is it? Because we need Champions football to get any kind of pull, really, on these players. But if you get Sancho in then and keep Ighalo, maybe even get, for example, Koulibaly in, a centre-back, do you think then that makes we should be competing for the title next year? Bear in mind where we're at now, do you think just getting these players in thinks we'll compete, or...?
I think compete in a way where we're not 30 points behind the league. I think that would be very, very sensible. Just to be in and around there about March, February, March, just to be there and about, we'd say about 5 or 6 points behind Liverpool and City. That would be, for me, what I would look forward to next season. So that would have been
comfortably in top 4, basically.
Yeah, comfortably in top 4. And just hovering around City and Liverpool, not 20, 30 points behind City and Liverpool, just in and around them. So you're not just thinking, you know what, we're 30 points behind Liverpool in December. You know what I mean? Crazy.
I agree. I think I'd agree with that. I think we should be comfortably in the top 4. I know we've said about the gap from us and City and Liverpool. City, no doubtably, are still a quality team, but I'm interested to see what happens with them with the whole European ban. Are they going to lose some big players because they want to win the Champions League? I think it's an interesting one, so I think it's definitely, if we can, Ollie's already said that we should be able to pounce in this transfer window. With the whole pandemic going on, it might work in our favour. If we can actually fulfil that, then I think you have to say, we should be up there. We should be up there and round about. Liverpool, obviously a quality team. The streak's ahead at the minute. But I think competing is the right word. I'm not saying we should be one of the favourites to win or anything like that, but I think we should be there or thereabouts. We should definitely see improvements from this year, shouldn't we?
Of course.
I want to touch a bit about Arsenal as well, because obviously we have a lot of Arsenal fans, a lot of banter. They're currently 9th if you're looking at the table. Do you think that's a fair representation of where they are as a club right now? Do you think that they are really that poor? I'll be honest, I think they are. I think they've got a lot of poor players in there. We talk about our deadwood. I think Arsenal have got twice the amount, if I'm totally honest with you.
Yeah.
And if I was an Arsenal fan, this is I'm not even bantering now, I'm talking as a pure football fan, and I was doing this with my cousin the other day as well. I'll be watching Arsenal week in, week out, and I'll be thinking, where are we going here? What's the plan? What are we actually trying to... Because if you look at their transfer windows, they've been quite poor, haven't they?
Yeah.
What is the plan? Where are they moving forward? And I know bringing Arteta in I do think he's a good recruitment. I think you can see slight improvements. But when you look at their squad, it's worrying times, isn't it, for Arsenal fans?
Do you know what? I think they've got too many holes to fill. Every season they're selling the best players, and now Aubameyang, lingering. Is he going? Is he not going? It's, for me, it's always uncertainty with Arsenal. Is the manager going to be staying? Post Wenger time, they're going to be having the same problems as us. I don't think they've got top class centre backs. They've got centre backs in decline. The midfield is not very, very great. Yes, they've got Alex Herrera, but it's not a midfield that creates you. That creates havoc. But I feel like they've got a manager now that might have a system and a belief in what his philosophy. And I feel like that might go straight for Arsenal. You know what I mean? In the coming season, next season, that they might not have the best players, but they have a manager who believes in the system and can develop players like, you know, Saka and whatnot. So for me, I kind of believe in their manager, but I don't think he's got the tools and whatnot to deliver. And that might be his hindrance. I just try to get anything, really, because now it's just all about being ruthless. You know what I mean? You've got to pay the 100 million for Sancho. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. You can't just be buying players for 20, 25 million and they're not producing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
I agree. I think the brightest sparks to come out are Arsenal at the minute. Are their youth, the likes of Saka, Martinelli, even Willock at times has come on and obviously performed well. And I think that you have to say that their youth is promising. They've got a few young players. Martinelli, I think, is a special talent, and I've openly said that. I don't agree with the comparisons with him and Greenwood. I think they're completely different players, but I think they're both special talents. I really do. Touching on Greenwood as well. For example, if we don't sign a striker, Igalo stays. Is that then? That's more beneficial, surely, for the likes of Mason Greenwood coming through. Do you think that ultimately he could be that main guy up top for us in years to come? Not immediately. Do you think? But do you think that he could be that guy eventually? There's a lot of comparisons with him and Van Persie. Obviously, it's still young, and again, I don't want to overhype him too much. But do you think he's capable of doing that?
You know what? I was talking about Sunday United stand, and I'm like, I'm a bit worried at the minute because I'm thinking he'll get the game time, but is it enough for him to develop? And I feel like for him right now at 19, 18, I mean, it'll do well for him to be on the bench and come off and, you know what I mean, play the Europa League games and, you know what I mean, Champions League games and whatnot, you know what I mean, just to get the feed of the team. But I'm thinking if Harry Kane comes or a striker comes, you know what I mean, then you've got Igalo there, you know what I mean, it's a big summer for United, whether they keep Igalo or they say, you know what, we'll get Harry Kane and then we'll keep Mason Greenwood as a backup choice. So, you know what I mean, I love Greenwood. I think he's a top talent, and I feel like, you know, we can get the best out of him. But you get Sancho and then you get a striker. It's what I mean. Where does it fit then? You know what I mean? You don't want to be going back to the academy because he's a first team regular, and I feel like he is a first teamer. But to develop, you need to be playing games, and maybe a year loan out. If we do buy striker, we'll buy right winger. I think a year loan will be better suited for him to stay on the bench and do nothing. Because Chong's still here, and Chong, is he going to get game time? You know what I mean, next year? I don't think so. Gomez again, if he just stay here next season, and we get we've already got Bruno Fernandes. Imagine we go sign Grealish. You know what I mean? Where's he going to play? So it's a lot of problems, and I feel like it's kind of a. I'm a bit worried for the academy at the minute. I really am.
Yeah, I agree. I think all these big names, you talk big names coming in, ultimately it's going to hinder obviously a lot of the young players, isn't it? It's an awkward one, but I think when you're at a point where we are, where obviously you're in this transition and you need to get players in, I think that you need to sign quality. But it should be the Europa League and obviously fixtures, cup fixtures, where we should then rotate and use more of our younger players. But I agree that with Greenwood, he needs to be playing games. He needs to. Doug gave his spot and he said, like, share and subscribe, guys. I appreciate that. That's 29 people watching in the chat right now. Make sure you hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. Thank you to Alex for the super chat. He says, hi, Soph. As much as we want new players, should we not be focusing on trying to keep our own youngsters at the club? For example, Angel Gomez. And it's a good question, to be fair. Gomez, there's obviously something not quite right there with him. I've always said that the young players coming through, even above Greenwood, because I didn't see much of Greenwood at this time, Gomez was always the guy that I wanted to see more of in a United shirt from the youth, because whenever I saw him, he's tiny. If you see him in real life as well, he's absolutely tiny. And that just shows you how much of a technical player he is. And I just don't think that he hasn't really been given much of a chance. And I feel a bit sorry for him, but it's obvious that something has broken down in the background. There's rumours there that apparently he is eventually going to sign a new deal. Obviously, United have put a bit more about Gomez on social media and stuff like that. If Gomez signs out, do you think that a loan? I personally think a loan would be more beneficial, like you say, rather than him being 100%. Rather than being not starting for the senior team, not getting any game time because he's sat on the bench, for example, so he's not even playing in like the younger sides. I think that a loan for him, a bit like what we did for Pereira, even if it's abroad, get him some experience under his belt, because there's no doubt there is a player there in Angel Gomez. And I've always said it, if he goes somewhere else, I feel like he's going to go on to be a better player, and we're going to regret losing him. So I don't want that to happen. And I think a loan would be the best way going forward for him.
Yeah, totally. I feel like, it's just what I mean again, like, you can't just keep him and then say, you know what, sign a deal and then stay on the bench. You know what I mean? What's that going to do to his confidence and kind of his ability to go and progress even further in his development? So for me, I want him to maybe go play in the La Liga maybe, you know what I mean, somewhere where it's a bit technical, and then come back and then develop our players in that kind of way. So for me, he's a top talent. You know what I mean? And I feel like imagine we just it's free. I don't know when this contract expired. You know.
It's not there. Is it this summer? It's not this summer, is it? It's next summer.
That's how I was thinking. It must be this summer. Next summer then. So
it's near, isn't it? I thought it was next summer, but it might be this summer.
Yeah. So you look at Barcelona. They take him any day. You know what I mean? Just to go in that team and then you know what I mean. And then because in Barcelona, like the B team is almost as good as like you know. It's kind of you know what you made it. And then when you do that, and then it's like the first team sees straight away training because they train in the same camp as Barcelona's 18. So for me, you know what I mean. I think he would look that. So you never know. I hope he stays
alone. I mean, it might work out that he goes out alone. It doesn't turn out, but at least then you've seen more of Gomez playing regular football. At the minute, we're seeing him in snippets. We've already said like Jesse Lingard in snippets looks like a world class player in snippets, but when you see him consistently, we all know that he's not. And I think that with Gomez, the time will tell with him. We need to see if he is that player that we all anticipate that he can be because, like I say, the ball practically sticks to his feet. Like he's an astonishing player to watch because of his size as well. And I want to see more of him, but I think in order to get more from him, we need to send him out on loan. Now, I'd rather that happen than sell him. But yeah. So we spoke about Gomez, we spoke about Greenwood. Chong was the other one. Chong obviously being a wide player. I think Chong being a wide player stands him in good stead, really. We're lacking quality out wide, as you've already mentioned, especially for Europa League games and cup fixtures. I can see Chong personally, now the deal's been signed and stuff like that, I can see him getting more game time out on that left-hand side, or even on the right, to be fair, but mainly out on that left-hand side. What do you think about Chong? Do you rate him?
I'm one of them. I'm not. When I seen him, I thought, you know what, he's direct. You know what I mean? He's got something about him. I remember he came on towards the end of Ollie's reign. You know what I mean? In terms of when he got the job, Ollie, and he came into the summer. He started playing more because you know what I mean. We weren't competing for any trophies, and it was just like a kind of a dribble towards the end of the season. So for me, I like him. I like his direct. I just feel like he just needs to be a bit more aware of like you know certain situations where. Can he be smarter in situation? You know what I mean? Can he do more when he's given the chance? Yes. I just feel like he needs to, again, toughen up a bit more and just adapt to the Premier League. And as soon as he adapts his game, I'm telling you, got a player in there. It's just like he's not being able to have that kind of like lift up like Greenwood has had, where he's had a few goals. Because end of the day, you're based on assists and the goals. And when you don't do them two, it's like, what are you? And then fans start saying, you know what, it's already rubbish when all. He's only about 18, 19, so it's crazy.
I said this to Flex not long ago when we played against Wolves. So obviously being at the Molyneux, I remember it very clearly because I hate going there to watch Man United against Wolves. But no, I remember Chong played, and that was one of the best games I think I've seen Chong play. He was really effective. Yeah. They were hacking him down. Obviously, a lot of the time he got injured, didn't he? But he in that game he was effective. I thought he was positive on the ball. Like you said, there is a player in there. It does look a bit lightweight sometimes, but again, he's only young, so you have to take that into account. Yeah. But he's fast. He's got good feet. Add some goals into his game as well, and I just think that he's an exciting player for the future. And like I say, because he's a wide player, I think it goes in his favour. Gomez is more central, you've got Bruno in there, makes it a bit harder. Wide players, I think he stands in good stead really to get some game time. Even if it isn't a cup, it's better than nothing, and I want to see more from Chong, hopefully, in the remainder of this season, and obviously going into next season as well. But Saeed, as always, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
No, it's been a pleasure, honestly.
Appreciate it. Someone just said a comment in the chat to you, actually. Let me see if I can find it. All the best for Ramadan during this lockdown, Saeed says, Naeem.
Yeah.
Obviously, best wishes for Ramadan for that. It must be tough as well being in lockdown, bless you.
But you know what I mean? I'm going to tell you, you have to look at the four walls and just look at the time.
Yeah. It's hard. We've got to stick together at the end of the day. We've got to be positive. Like yesterday, I took some shopping to my nan's neighbour. Because I've been doing shopping for like some of the elderly in the area, and I put it on a step and I went away, and she literally burst into tears. And you know, it makes kills me, but it makes me. That's what it's about. Like she's just so overwhelmed, and I think this lockdown and this quarantine has brought. Yeah, there's been some idiots out there that have been sunbathing and just taking the mick, but there's also it's shown that there is some faith still in humanity. Do you know what I mean? There's still people out there who are doing the right thing. You yourself raising money for charity, and fair play to that.
Yeah.
What the United Stand and AFT did as well.
Look at that, you know what I mean? People talk about fan channels and whatnot, and they cause toxic, you know what I mean, and the negative and all that, but just goes to show we use our platform to raise money, 20,000 in 24 hours.
Well, you've exceeded that, though, haven't it? The super chats exceeded that, so it's just fantastic. And that's what I mean, like, there's positives to take out of this, and I'm sure that we'll be stronger from it, and we definitely will not take for granted going to Old Trafford again. I guarantee you that. So yeah, Saeed, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it,
No,
guys.
it's been a
Make sure you
pleasure.
go and subscribe to United Central for Saeed's channel as well. I'll put the link in the channel in the description to the video, of course I will. But I do really appreciate it. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to Hairdryer Treatment, please make sure you do that as well. I'm back tomorrow at 11 o'clock for the FIFA stream. Saeed, how's your FIFA stream going?
You know what? It's not been too bad. I've not been sacked 2 years in a row. I've not won any trophies, and I've not been sacked. This year, it looks like we're going in the title chance. So hopefully, we can get the Premier League title, because it just really it grates me when like City and Liverpool just keep winning and winning and winning. It's like, bloody hell, give me a chance.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, me and Saeed will play FIFA at some point. I've already said it. I have ordered an extra mic so you can hear Saeed's party chat as well as me in the video. That's what we're waiting for. And when that's up and running, we'll be back. Definitely playing some FIFA as well.
I'm ready.
We're ready. But guys, appreciate it. Drop a like on the video. Drop a comment afterwards if I have missed you in the chat, and I'll respond there as well. But I appreciate you all supporting. And yeah, go and like Saeed's channel. Go and subscribe there as well, because it is great content, definitely. Well, thank you guys. Enjoy your day. Take care. Stay inside and save lives.